What's the word of the day? Angel, what's the word of the day?
Hobby.
What was in Boston? About clam. Hey, what did you eat in Boston? Clam what? Clam chowder. Clam chowder. Clam chowder. Check, 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 check. Test, check, test, check. Yep. Good. How about you? Hmm? You know you're not gonna be able to do that right now. So we're not gonna be able to do that right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to Unique Travel Team as we're gonna have our talk about Portland, Maine, and Boston, Massachusetts. The last two stops we had on our cruise to the Northeast, and I actually got a nice little picture back here. So there's Boston and Portland, and so Portland was the neat about Portland is they're known for their lobster.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get too far into thing, everybody knows it's the word of the day for Angel Dorman.
Mm-hmm.
So Angel, tell us what the word of the day is today. Crab?
Lobster.
Lobster. So she changes it up. We were talking, so she likes food. So we were talking about clam chowder,
Uh-huh.
lobster, and she said crab. And that's not really crab in the Northeast. That's more like a Maryland thing or Alaska thing for crab. So, but you know, it was an interesting time that we had. But I want to show you guys right off the bat here. This is the Portland Fire Company fire truck tour. It was pretty cool. We got to see this truck load up with people. It was a really neat cruise port. If I remember, we got there. We kind of walked along gangway, walked into a central building that was really nice and it was clean. We got out into the main traffic areas, like basically one road that like went up and down the harbor,
Mm-hmm.
and on one side was a train
Mm-hmm.
that was waiting to take people that way to the right side, and then to the left side was a lot of the places that had lobster and stuff. We'll talk more about that, and then this Portland fire truck, and I thought it was pretty neat.
It's really pretty.
It's an older style fire engine. My dad was a fireman for many years, a volunteer. So it was really kind of neat when I see fire trucks. I just kind of like them. But they gutted out the middle where the hoses and stuff go to put seats. So to kind of do a nice little tour of the Portland area, and it looked really neat. We did not do this because we didn't have an excursion set up for this when we kind of walked, and we walked quite a bit, a couple miles there, because we were looking for a good place to do that.
Oh yeah.
Lobster. So Lori learned one thing about lobsters on this trip, that you can get a hot lobster roll, which these are lobster rolls. These actually look more of the cold rolls that I like, because they'll put like mayonnaise and celery and stuff like that, make a lobster salad, and they'll put that inside these nice buns that they grill on both sides and split the top down the middle, kind of like a hot dog bun, but a little bit more like Texas toast. But what Lori discovered, though, is by ordering a hot version of this, they take all the meat out of the lobster so you don't have to fight with it.
Yeah. because I didn't want to have to do that. I wanted to eat it immediately.
Yeah, so she does not like. So even with crab legs, she likes me to get crab legs so that I can crack them open and she can eat the.
Well, I don't mind cracking them if they've got, if
If
they're
they're
nice
big.
and meaty, but I don't
Big.
like those little tiny ones.
Little ones.
that
You
are-
gotta,
yeah.
the little piece. So she's like, it better be worth it.
Mhm.
And then she's got used to on a cruise ship. You get cruise ship, you get lobster tail. The guys are really good about getting it out of there and taking the shell away, and
Yep.
you just got nothing
And
but
you
meat
just have
left.
the tail there, yeah.
Yep. So that's awesome. You end up having the lobster going on there for you. So we got people watching. So let's talk let's see. We have Donna Jones and Edward Nichols and Miss Valero. I'm gonna mess this up. Edward Wagner. Robin McKellar is great. So we have people watching this time. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments so we can get right to them. But this is supposed to be an interactive, and we haven't had a lot of interaction. We want more interaction because we really want people to get out there and cruise with us and have a good time. So let's continue on with Portland. Here's a riverboat basically that's out there on the coastal waters. The Northeast is famous for all the different lighthouses. And I find it funny because, as being a pastor, I always hear people talk about my lighthouse, like you're going to get closer to lighthouse. Well, the real world is the real reason we have a lighthouse. You see all the nice rocks there? The lighthouse is to keep you from hitting those.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't really go to a lighthouse. Like I guess you could get within a few miles. Like it helps you know that that's a beacon, but it's really a warning to keep you away from the sharp rocks of the land. So interesting. Sometimes I see songs like this, think it's funny, and Lori will tell you I'm really big on just dissecting
The
songs
songs, yes.
and what they mean and how they're said. So, but that was our time of Boston. I think our time of Portland was really neat. We spent a good amount of time just walking, and that was the potato. Talk about the potato donut. That was the potato donut place.
Oh, yeah, the potato donut. That was really good.
Is that all you're gonna say? That was really good.
It went away really quick. It was in front of me, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
So I think I had a blueberry one, and you had like a blueberry lemon something. Was it
Yes.
donut?
Yes.
But it really didn't taste like a potato.
No, it was. I kind of liked it better than I
It was
do a
kinda
regular
fluffy,
donut.
kinda.
It was a little more dense.
But wasn't like a bagel dense either.
No,
It
not
was
not
still
as
a good
dense
donut.
as a bagel, but it was just a little more dense, but yet it was puffy
Yeah.
a little bit.
But like I expected it to have like a different taste. Like,
You wanted it to taste like a potato.
well, no, I did not want it. I expected it to like. Well, if you ever had a potato pancake versus a pancake, you can tell
Yes.
there's a difference.
Well, I like those.
Okay, well, but I mean, they're just not the same. So, but, Tara's now watching. Hi, Tara.
Good.
So, but yeah, I kind of expected it to have a different taste, and it really didn't. It just, it's a kind of a cool little thing.
I liked it, and I found out that I could order them and have them shipped to me.
I mean, I think there was anything.
Well, I was just glad to know that I can get more of them because I only bought that one.
Oh, I forgot to say something. Since this was our first port back in the United States, Lori got to see Starbucks.
Oh, yes.
Because like Tim Hortons don't do the same thing for Lori as Starbucks does. It just doesn't work. And like we had all these little coffee places that we went to, like in Canada, they just weren't the same. When Lori got to the Starbucks, she was like very happy.
Yes, Starbucks.
But there's a lot of different places you could go. So excursions, Portland. Like I said, it like literally just off the ship. There were a lot of things you could do. We ended up walking up like 3 city blocks in kind of like checking out the different souvenir shops and things and T-shirts. There was one taxidermy shop that had some really weird collections. That was in Portland.
Did I go in that one?
That was the one with the guy that they had the squirrel with the rain jacket, and then
Oh,
they,
yes.
They had like mixtures of different
Different animals,
It was
yes.
a little different. That was
It
important.
was the head of one animal and the
And the
body of
head of
another
another,
one and
and
a
yeah.
tail of something else.
Yeah,
So it
a
was.
very interesting taxidermy going
Yes.
on there. And then we moved on to Portland, not from Portland to Boston, as you see the big star there in Massachusetts. And there's lots to do in Boston. Matter of fact, there's so much stuff to do in Boston. we're leaving tomorrow on our RV to go back to Boston because we didn't do enough. And we're going to go to Salem as well, which is on the tip there. If you look at the star of the tip, that would be like Salem. And then it would be like there. That would be like Salem. So it's like we did the hop on, hop off tour. How did you think this was?
I love that.
So they picked us up at the cruise terminal. Like we had to walk out of the terminal area to the parking lot, basically, which wasn't that far. And we waited for this trolley to pick us up. And the Angels Rollator, they put it in a cabin, like a little underneath it, so we didn't have it with us. This is that's the state building, I believe, where it's one of the areas where the Boston Tea Party was discussed. But there's a Freedom Trail. It's like a red mark that goes down the middle of the sidewalks that you can walk, and there's a lot of things to see. But they did a really good job. They kept it interesting. Took us to a lot of different areas. It was about 2 hours for one loop, and there was an extension to it that we could have went to. We didn't do. That would have taken us down to the Fenway Park and some other things, an old Boston Fire Department. They talked about the first mint is here. It's like that. All money that begins with the letter A is in Boston. There's a Treasury building here, and they showed us the bullet holes that they said they left there as a deterrent for other people to because they didn't do anything. They're just like they're little dents in the side of the that didn't hurt nothing, but it's just showing people, hey, shooting at this building is not going to do anything. But they showed us all the different places, Beacon Hill. They showed us where the USS Constitution was. They showed us the where our what was it that I was saying? We got Miss Barrett there as well is now joining us. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please put them in there. Where the Boston Tea Party was done in the river there, showed you where that, and you can actually reenact that. You can spend a little bit of money, and they'll take a picture of you throwing the tea in the water. And then there you can go to where the different places where the Boston Tea Party was actually spoken about in Fenway Hall in the State Building, which is here. You can see where Paul Revere's Midnight Ride started, where the church, where the one lantern, one by land and two by sea, I believe it was. The British are coming. Paul Revere's Midnight Ride, and then different Samuel Adams, like where he's buried, and different cemetery plots here. There's the same company, this Old Town Trolley Tours, does a graveyard one where they have the people dressed up like in spooky. And they kind of take you to different graveyards. So lots to do in Boston, and it's pretty like if you get to Quincy Market, which is the kind of the focal point of everything, you can follow that Freedom Trail to just about anywhere to the Commons. It's a huge park, beautifully and clean. So we enjoyed that. So here's the Boston walking tour that you can do. As you can see, the guys dressed in the period, Revolutionary wartime period garb, and tells you a lot about what's going on. And it's kind of packed in. They said it's about a mile and a half. They start at the Commons and ends at Quincy Market. Very similar to what we did when we walked. And we saw these guys while we were walking. The state government and the city government are on the same road on Beacon Street. And so they talk a little bit about that and about the different issues as well. So that's kind of neat. And then we had what do you think of this place?
I like that.
So this is the place that Cheers was. It was originally found here. It's a bar that, of course, they say the Cheers sign. You can't see it because it's on the wall on the right there. The original. I'm trying to remember the name because they told us what it was. The bar had a real name. And what I found was interesting is, so this is what everybody thinks about is the stairs that go down into the bar. But the actual set bar is actually the windows on the first floor. So they shot the film there, and then they have this down there. So I thought that was pretty cool, but it was neat to see. Lori has a picture of her waiting for the trolley to come pick us up here. with two coffees, a Starbucks and the other one that you got was that was a non-Starbucks.
Mm-hmm. Non-Starbucks.
It's a not a Starbucks. But as you can see across the way is the Commons, very large central park kind of thing called the Commons. Supposed to be the oldest park in America, and I thought it was kind of neat. It was very large, very wide open, very clean. It had a parking garage underneath it, also Subway.
That's where we
underneath it
saw
as
the
well.
Mommy and Me class.
Yeah, in the Commons. Yeah, there was
Yes.
like a bunch of guy playing a guitar and a bunch of little kids clapping along. It was pretty neat what we could see from the trolley. The trolley also, if it's not raining, the windows are open so you can hear and see things. They pointed a lot of interesting. There's one place that had the purple windows that
Mhm.
was because they messed up the formula
And they
on
couldn't
how to
get,
make it.
couldn't get
And so
additional.
now, like, if you have purple windows, it's a status symbol for you. You know, it's like, I'm better than you. I got purple windows. So we were just talking today to our special needs families and various people, and Lori and I said we enjoy cruising because you get to experience multiple things, kind of like the smorgasbord. You know, I'm a big old country buffet guy, and I just like to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I'm not bored with the same place for a week. You know,
Mhm.
and if I really like it, you know, like I really like Boston, so we're gonna go back.
Mhm.
You know, you can always go back. You know, whatever. But like we did Europe, and we hit so many places in Italy. We went to we started in Venice, and we went to Sicily, Messina. We went to Rome. We went to Naples. We went to Florence, Pisa. Then we went to Marseille, France, and ended in Barcelona. We've been to Alaska, different cities there, Sitka, Ketchikan. As I told Joshua, catch a bottle, catch a beer. The story about that is Joshua was with us, and the waitress basically, when everybody else left, it was just me and him paying the bill, and she basically dropped an entire one of those bar trays with 2 full beers. Like he took a beer shower. It was pretty interesting. A pure beer
He
shower.
got a T-shirt out of it.
Yeah, they gave him a T-shirt. I said, so you guys got his teacher from Catch a Bottle. Catch a beer. He didn't catch it, though. I told him if they catch it, they made give him 2 shirts.
Well, he caught it with his clothes.
Yeah, but he didn't catch the actual bottle. I thought he was going to catch it. But, and then when we did the Caribbean, we did a 14-night run
That
at
was
like
nice.
8 different places in the Caribbean. We went to the Aruba and Curacao. We went to Martinique. St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Barbados. Quite a few different places. It's neat when you get to, and then I tell you what, the biggest thing I always remember with cruising, it's always better to have people with you, because we've kind of felt this last one because it was just the 3 of us, which is something we haven't done in years, and we kind of felt like
We missed our friends.
where's our people, and we have nothing to tackle with. So, we have a few up our sleeves. Our next big trip is we're looking at Greece in 2027. Is in June. I can put more information about that. And then we might do something small. I'm thinking something in this area for like a 7-night run. We're in the Baltimore, Maryland area. That's our nearest port, and then we also have Bayonne. That's not that far from us. And 7-day runs are pretty much the normal for us. Royal Caribbean and Carnival run out of Baltimore, and Royal Caribbean and Celebrity run out of Bayonne. We've been doing Princess out of Brooklyn for the last couple of years. A lot of opportunities to get to places and see stuff. But if you haven't had an opportunity, you should check some of the stuff we've had. I think one of the big ones we hadn't featured on here is the dealing with when we taught the Liberty. We did our visit with the youth activities manager, the YAM, for Island Princess, and we found it interesting that she told us about her background. That her background is working with special needs families and such, and she did a really good job with Angel. But our biggest thing is that accommodations are being made constantly to include everybody.
Mm-hmm.
if you have a wheelchair, there's specific rooms. We need that information. If you have a rollator like we have for Angel, that's a way to get around the TSA lines. There's able to do that. You just have to express it. Um, the youth services, the cruise directors team, all are equipped and they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's we'd like to see more people sailing because it's a lot of fun. One thing we get told a lot is it's expensive, but if you start talking about the price you pay for entertainment, the price you pay for food, the price you pay for hotel,
Oh, for hotels just by itself.
and hotels are in the $100 now
Yeah.
per night, and then your food. Now, I mean, think about it, you get to eat as much as you want for the most part. I don't see anybody cutting you off,
Mm-mm.
and there's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You comedian or there's theatricals, and different ships have different things. Like I was talking to one person today. They were saying they would enjoy Disney, and I said okay, that Disney doesn't have a casino. So there's some people who I can't do that, no casino. I got to be able to gamble. I'm like, well, they do bingo. That's about it. But there's less smoking on a Disney ship. We never really ran into that because that's one thing on the bigger ships that have the casinos. It turns into fog, the smoke fog, and you don't want to go near there.
Yeah, we try to avoid it.
But I think Princess was pretty good. It didn't seem that there was ever that heavy smoke where
Only
we
the
go
cigar.
through. Cigar room, that cigar
Yes,
room in the
yes.
last place we were. And then Royal Caribbean and Carnival both have bigger family areas. Like they'll have water slides and rock climbing walls, and Royal Caribbean has laser tag on
And
some
so
of their
many
ships.
activities.
Oh yeah, there's definitely. If you're a trivia buff, there's constantly. And then Lori looks at me and she says, "How do you remember that stuff?" And I said, "I don't know. I do good at those kind of
And
things."
they do the scavenger hunts.
The
So-
carnival did a scavenger hunt. Just it depends. I mean, you can get up early in the morning and if you like Sudoku, there's usually a Sudoku challenge that they'll have, and crossword puzzle and things, and then there's other activities. We saw on our last Princess trip we just was that we had the was it the fruit demonstration.
Oh yeah, the carving.
Yeah, the
That
guy
was really cool.
one guy carved like Halloween, and the other guy did like a couple of animals or something. But they basically were using a watermelon. There's one that turned it like a Frankenstein. He basically used ginger or something like and changed the color of it to be more like green. It was cool. It was neat to see. And some of the other cruise lines they'll do a towel folding demonstration to show you how to do that. And then Princess doesn't do that as much as the others do, but I know Royal was big on that. I mean, every night the porter would have like saw
Different towel
Lori
animals.
would leave her sunglasses out, and the guy make a monkey with put his sunglasses on or a hat and stuff. It was kind of neat. But they like to teach you things. They like to show you stuff. And Princess is really good about behind the scenes. They want you to go to the cooking demonstration. They have like a lot of fun. It's just a big joke, but it's the senior maitre d and the head chef on the ship do a cooking thing together, and then when you're done with that, they actually take you through the galley and show you how all your food has been being made. And that's usually the last sea day. So it's kind of neat. You get to see how all the stuff has gotten to you through the entire time that you've been on, and it's a very interesting ordeal here. But it's just kind of neat to have the different experiences and get to try stuff. As I always tell people, if you're on a cruise, you're on vacation. You should try stuff that's different.
Yeah, you don't want to just go have a hamburger. You can have that at home.
Well, I learned that in Hawaii when I was stationed in Hawaii when I went with the Miss Universe pageant, and I was like, hey, I've never had seaweed salad. And if I don't like it, I'll throw it away. I learned to actually like sushi and some other things. But on the cruise ship, you're like, hey, I've always wanted to try escargot, but I didn't ever want to spend $30 for it. And you'll have that opportunity. or if, hey, I think I want to try a leg of lamb or a rack of lamb or something. Something you just know that it's not cheap to have in the real world. And if you don't like it, they'll bring you something else.
Mhm.
Uh, the wait staff is amazing on all the shifts. We've never run into any ones that we'd never had, and we enjoy the same time dining. There are other ways to dine. There's called my time dining, and we just don't like. We're not a fan of it. But like we do the same time dining, so we're at the same table with the same waiting team every single night.
Mhm.
And I tell you, on a 14-day cruise, I sit down at my table at my chair, and there's a Coke Zero, and Lori's got her latte. I mean, they know what goes where, and they taking care of you right away. It's just amazing to see. And I've told someone else it's just in a world where people are angry and upset to work. You know, that like you know theme parks everywhere we go, there seems to be this air of like, why are you bothering
Yeah,
me?
why are you bothering me? Why are you asking me to help you?
And the cruise ships aren't like that. The cruise ships are like falling over themselves to help you.
And they're always smiling. Always.
And they have an amazing time. They're joking around, and these are people that are working 14-hour days, 7
Yes,
days a
very
week
long
for
hours.
6 months, and they definitely they live to serve you.
And they're living in tiny little quarters.
Yeah, yeah. I think we had one of our special needs families saw the room that we were in, and they're like, "Oh man, I couldn't do that." And I was sitting there thinking the cruise quarters are even smaller than that. So just so you're aware, if you do look at our videos from before, we tend to get different categories so we can be better to tell people what's in what. So we did the interior and the ocean view cabins, which we don't normally do when we're paying for them, because we really like a balcony or higher. And so it was offered to us by Princess, and we wanted to see the different categories. So just so you're aware, the accommodations weren't exactly what we would normally get, because we were trying to get information for other people. If you were a two-person, the bed would be together, and the bed the Angel slept in that came out of the ceiling wouldn't be there. It'd be up in the ceiling, and you could put the beds together, and then the end tables would be on both sides instead of in the middle. And my dad was in an interior room, him and his wife, and it was very easy for them. It just boom, done. It just we had a different aspect for that. But normally, like when we our 14-day trip with the Island Princess, we were on the Majestic Princess. We had a balcony, and they had a couch that pulled out for Angel, and we had the bed. So there are different configurations. So you just have to let me know what you're looking for, and we can accommodate you. So Portland, Maine, and Boston was our last trip. What do you think we're going to tell the people when we get back? Because I know we talk about cruising, but I wonder if the people would want to know about Salem. So we're going to go back to Boston
I'm
and
sure a lot
Salem.
of people want to know about Salem.
So I think next week we'll talk to you guys a little bit more about Boston and Salem, and get some more pictures up there for you, and see how accommodating they are. Not truly a cruise, but how accommodating those two cities are as we go on an RV trip, a land trip.
We're going to check out the Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, we're gonna check out
Hocus Pocus was
Angel says and
filmed.
coffee.
And coffee.
So I'm looking to see if we have any questions. Have you seen any? Because I've not seen anybody talking. I see a lot of people watching today, but not a lot of comments. So if you guys have any questions, we're here to answer them. I want to give you guys time to ask the questions. Like I said, we're the only big plans we have right now are the Greece trip in 27, and then we're probably going to do something in 26. I just haven't decided yet what it's going to be, and it's probably going to be closer to here, because we do have a lot of our special needs families asking about putting something together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then and if you travel with us, you know, we do really well as as a three pair to taking care of people. We've done it for several families before. We'll grab one more with us and give you time to go get your hair done, or go get a massage, or go have a dinner, like a
Go to
signature dinner or
yeah.
something.
So
And
you
we
can
know
eat a
how
hot
it is.
meal.
Yeah, definitely. I tell you, so that's one of the great things about the wait staff. They saw me cut Angel's meal on one of the ships one time, and the two guys would race across the table and make sure I didn't do it again, because they wanted to make sure that they were taking care of us.
Mhm.
And lots of desserts,
Mhm.
but they don't have any calories. You're on vacation.
They take them out before they give them to you.
Okay, yeah. So calorie-free vacations. So, but if you guys, a lot of quiet, but that's fine. You know, if you don't want to speak
Maybe they'll
out
ask
here,
questions
you
later.
ask questions afterwards. You know, I look at this every time. So we're. Oh, and I want to say we're at 99 members. I so badly wanted to be at 100 today. We haven't been doing this very long. We hope that we're being helpful. Please just write down some, your comments. We do have privacy stuff heavily put in here, because we've learned through many years on Facebook that if you don't put that stuff on there, stupid people do stupid things. So if you do put a comment on, it gets filtered through me or Lori before it goes on the page itself, and that's just a protection. And then all comments, we see them, and if somebody does something that's not right, we'll take care of it. Yeah, if you want to DM me, that's great. You can email us. You can also just comment. Any way you want to talk to us, we're usually pretty available. And we're here for you. We want to see more people on the water, enjoying life. We tell people all the time, Angel has special needs, but she's still a person, and she has the ability to get out and have a good time and to experience God's world the way He intended it to us to enjoy it. And she does. You get out there on the dance floor, she gets out there and has a good time. And we chose not to hide away.
Well, you can't learn but so much at home.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be out in public, and you need to experience life.
Yep. And there's a lot out there. And like I said, we're gonna during this week we're gonna learn a little bit about Salem, Massachusetts, a little bit about Boston, Lexington, and Concord. And we're gonna take a nice little stroll from where we are. We're down here. Well, let's see here. There we are, right about here. The Maryland-Delaware border right here is where we are, and we're going to travel all the way up there to Boston and buy RV, and we'll hopefully have some more pictures and stuff for you. But we're always interested in hearing what you guys have to say, and we want to get more family members in here. So you can invite people. They'll go through the same questions. The questions are designed so we're not getting bots in here, just so you guys are aware. How you answer them to me doesn't matter too much. We are working on the giveaway that we said we have some literature. I just haven't gotten where I wanted it yet. Lori and I are working on two things for you. One is a social story, and the other one is a checklist. And I think those two things, through our 10 plus years of doing this, I have a checklist in my head. Lori says that one's garbage because she can't see it.
To be able to check it off.
So I'm going to try to get one together, and I'm going to put it into Google Forms, so that you have the ability to go and edit it to your needs, but it'll be a good starting point. So if we don't have any questions, and everybody we see online, you guys have a good night. We'll see you next Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'll push out this time, I promise. I don't know why I didn't do it yesterday. Probably because I had a lot of stuff doing on Sunday. You keep me so busy on Sundays.
Every day's busy. What are you
No,
talking
Sundays
about?
are busy. We go to church. We do 2 churches, and then we go to lunch, and then we take care of the puppy, and then we got homework to do for our class, and I end up not having any time to do it. So I got to remember to schedule the Sunday reminder so everybody has it. All right, guys. we will see you next week. Until then, with the Unique Travel Team, Lori and Harold.